Hey, welcome back. James from Men's Natural Health here, and I want to talk to you today about something to avoid to support your health. Okay, so this is going to be very important, and it's also it's simple in some ways, but challenging in other ways. And I'm actually going to show you something that you're doing every day, maybe twice a day, that is really having a negative effect on your male hormones. And I'm going to talk about that later on in the video, so make sure you stick around for that. But the main theme of this video is to avoid toxic chemicals. Now, that sounds obvious, but we really are in the dark a lot of the times about how many toxic chemicals there are in the foods that we eat, in the hygiene products we use. And I'm going to get into more of those specifically in a moment, so stick with me on that. But even so, toxic chemicals, and not just toxic chemicals, but also chemicals, natural ingredients, not even chemicals, natural ingredients that bump up estrogen levels in men. And while men do have a balance of testosterone and estrogen in the body, studies are showing that our big issue isn't that we have too little estrogen in our bodies, it's that we have way too much. So there are some natural ingredients that people say, oh yeah, it's safe, it's great for your health. But these ingredients are really having a negative impact on men who unfortunately think they're doing something good for their bodies because they've heard that something is healthy, but they don't know that these ingredients are actually having a very negative impact on their hormones, specifically on testosterone. So let's talk about some of these kind of toxic chemicals. The pesticides, of course, sprayed on fruits and vegetables. And honestly, that's why you want to try to spend the extra few cents and maybe even few dollars on organic foods, because the likelihood of them being sprayed with the same pesticides, toxic pesticides, are less. But even then, it's not like it's not for certain that they're not being sprayed with pesticides at all. But it gives you a better bet. See, these pesticides, what they do is studies show that they increase estrogen levels in men. And by increasing estrogen levels in men, naturally, they lower testosterone levels in men. And so that's going to be kind of a theme of what we talk about with these chemicals. And these are toxic. These are toxic chemicals. So not natural ingredients. These are toxic chemicals being applied to fruits and vegetables that are having a negative effect on male hormones. So keep that in mind. Next is water supply. So it's important you want to use a filter as often as you can. I hear that one of the best filters to use is something called a Berkey. That's the company name, a Berkey filter. And that's because there are chemicals in our water supply that have been shown to lower testosterone levels in men and increase estrogen levels in men. And, once more, that's our problem today, isn't that, while men do need to have estrogen in our bodies, our problem today isn't that we have too little, but we have way, way too much. And so getting rid of, these things that might be increasing estrogen levels in your body is going to be very important. So using a water filter is key. I hear good things about the Berkey water filter. Plastics are something that you want to avoid, as they are the components that they use to make plastics contain something called xenoestrogens. And xenoestrogens, like you can guess from the name, they bump up your body's production of estrogen. And you'll be surprised when you think about it, just how much plastic there is everywhere. Even the hat I'm wearing, right? This band here, it's plastic. I should probably find a different hat. There's plastic in Tupperware. There's plastic in, plastic water bottles. You think you're doing something great for your body and you drink from a water bottle and it's got plastic that you're drinking from, which is terrible for you. And then you have even like a protein shaker bottle, right? What are those made of? They're made of plastic. Whether it says it's BPA free, BPA free doesn't mean that it's free from the chemicals that are damaging to the body. Actually, some studies show that the compound they replaced BPA with, which is BPS, is actually worse for you. So they tried to make a change, but the change they made actually increases estrogen levels even more. So the plastic industry, they don't have it figured out. I doubt they'll get it figured out. And that's because it's just a huge conglomerate, right? I mean, we use plastics all the time. So you want to try to minimize as best you can the use of plastics. So if you do drink out of water bottles, plastic water bottles, I would say start getting glass water bottles or glass mason jars and put a filter on your sink and start drinking water that way. And that'll be a way to kind of kill two birds with one stone. So there's that. And then I want to talk about this one thing that you're doing, 2 times per day that could be lowering your testosterone levels, increasing your estrogen. That's brushing your teeth. Of course, you need to brush your teeth. Your oral care, how you take care of your gums and your teeth is actually very important for testosterone levels. So you need to brush your teeth 100%. But the toothpaste that you use, the big toothpaste companies, they have chemicals in there that lower testosterone levels. And, a lot of the ingredients, it's crazy. They have a poison control number on the back of those toothpaste. Why do they need a poison control number? It's because this stuff, it is toxic. If you ingest too much of it, and if you're using it every single day, if we think that that's not having an effect on our bodies, it would be silly of us to think that. So, but that's not it. You can't just swap a toothpaste, like chemical toothpaste, with any natural toothpaste. And because a lot of natural toothpaste, they use ingredients like lavender, they use mint, and lavender and mint have been shown in studies to lower testosterone levels in men, to cause things like man boobs, right? Lavender has been linked to man boobs. So you can't just switch to any natural toothpaste and think that you are, in the clear. One toothpaste that I recommend that I use, it is a toothpaste made specifically for men to help kind of combat this problem of the toxic ingredients in toothpaste and the estrogenic ingredients in toothpaste. Even the bottle that they use, it's not made from plastic. That's how in depth they go, which is really cool. It's just thinking about the whole picture, not just a little bit here or there. This toothpaste brand, it's called Legendary Men's Care, and it's the only toothpaste right now that's made for men that doesn't have any of those sketchy ingredients in it. So I highly recommend that. So you want to be paying attention to these things, trying to do your own research, kind of kick plastics, try to kick chemicals out of your life. It's important that all of this stuff, like I mentioned in an early video, all of this stuff makes an impact. All of these little changes can make an impact on your health. So I definitely recommend doing that, making these small changes, and I think you'll notice a difference. So stay tuned for some more videos to come, and we'll talk to you soon.